Good evening, folks. This is Hardball Crazy coming back at you. Doing a video tonight. I just had an idea for one, and a card. I guess you could video inspired by the unrest in the nation today. Um, for the most part, I actually 100 agree with the protests that's going on here. I'm so sick of the racism in this U.S. And the unnecessary police brutality amongst my black fellow citizens. Um, I'm just plain sick of the racism in this country, and I wish we all end racism. We try just all try to do it one person at a time. If you see something wrong, speak up. If you say something somebody knows, say something to jest about uh, racism and rioting and looting and just being rating racist remarks. Just speak up and say this is wrong. We can't tolerate this stuff anymore. We have to do it within each person at a time. Black Lives Matter. I totally agree with it. Please do not respond. All lives matter. Of course, all lives do matter, but it seems like this day and age, the black citizens, their lives seems to matter a little less than others. So let's say that let's just treat everybody with equal respect. I think that's what this whole Black Lives Matter is just they just want respect among fellow citizens and respect and opportunity. That's all we want. Every 100% human on this earth, just all we ask for is respect and opportunity. And sorry if we get a little political there on you, but I have to say it. Um, but this card here is inspired by the unrest. Of course, this unrest is he can't help bring up Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. May he rest in peace. His civil rights movement, he did great for this country, and we all say, what would he do under this? How would he handle the situation? Is but I'm going to talk about a player who has a personal um, relationship with Mr. King, Dr. King, and no, I'm not talking about Jackie Robinson. I'm not talking about perhaps like Don Newcomb, who actually knew him, or like Berto Clemente. This is a known player, but a lesser star of a player, but he had a personal relationship with Dr. King. Who is it? It's Don Clendenin. You may know only as a part of the '69 Miracle Mets, but Mr. Clendenin was he grew up in the Atlanta area. Um, he grew up born in a middle class family. During his very young years, I think within months of his birth, Mr. Clendenin's father passed away of leukemia, and his mother remarried a former Negro League player named Nish Williams, and Clendenin was brought up being taught the game by a lot of former Negro League stars like Satchel Paige and Cool Papa Bell and others. So he grew up learning the game. He obviously was a good athlete and everything. He ended up going to college at Morehouse College and Morehouse State, if you know, you're probably familiar with it. And at the time when he was at Morehouse State, they had a Big Brother program where a junior or senior would take a freshman and teach them and put them on their wings and be their big brother and teach them the campus life and so forth and so on, just be a mentor. And Don Clendenin's mentor, big brother at Morehouse College, was a fellow by that time already graduated from Morehouse, but was ended up being his mentor was Mr. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So Clendenin was taken out of the wings at the King family, spent hours at the King's house, and even though Martin Luther King was away, this rest of his family took Clendenin on for meals and such like that. Of course, Clendenin at Morehouse College, he was a multi-sport star: football, basketball, and baseball. And ended up signing with the Pittsburgh Pirates, as you see here, obviously. Became a key cog in the Pirates building the order, along with like Willie Stargell and Clemente, and all the players included in the lineup included one of the Alou brothers, which I think which one it was, and Maury Wills and such. By 1968, of course, the year that Dr. King was assassinated, April of '68, obviously hit Clendenin hard, but in baseball history, the baseball commissioner at the time, Mr. Eckert, kind of failed, and he kind of let the teams decide what to do for the games during the aftermath of the King's assassination. So the Pirates held a meeting at all the black players, and they had like Pirates had the most minorities among the major league teams at the time. So they all held a meeting within at Clendenin's hotel room and says, "What should we do?" And they all told the baseball that we will not play our last exhibition game, and we will not play the first two major league games until after the funeral of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So it's not right to play on the day in the immediacy of the assassination. It's not right, and so that's what they did. And the rest of Major League Baseball followed suit. In the papers to announce this, Clemente and white player Dave Wickersham both penned an article in the Pittsburgh papers explaining why they're doing it. So the Pittsburgh Pirates, minority players, was forefront in having baseball not played till after the funeral of Mr. King, Dr. King. And of course, later '68, the assassination of Robert Kennedy happened, and Eckert kind of failed in responding very well with that, and other things he became very what should I say the word I'm looking for? Very passive about. So Eckert was gone by end of the '68 season as a baseball commissioner. And of course, '68 was the last year that Clendenin had played for the Pirates. He had kind of struggled that year with all the turmoil, and he became the Pirates player representative in '68 also. So he didn't have his mind on the baseball games as much as he should have. In '69, of course, he became part of the Miracle Mets that won the World Series. Was the World Series MVP in '69, and played several years afterwards. And post playing days, he finished his law degree, got started in Morehouse College, and unfortunately in the '80s he got into some substance abuse problems. I think he ended up passing away in the '90s. But that's Mr. Don Clendenin, who had personal ties with Martin Luther King Jr. I thought it'd be a good time to bring this up and teach you a little something about Mr. Clendenin that you may not know of. Thank you for watching. Of course, Black Lives Matter, and let's all end racism in this stuff, this hatred of, and one person at a time, one moment at a time. Let's just move this nation forward, please. Thank you for watching.